Okay, so Disney World just made like a huge EE announcement.
Mm-hmm.
No more virtual queues
Yeah.
for any of their rides.
Wow.
Remember frantically trying to like snag a boarding group for Rise the Resistance,
Oh, yeah.
at 7 a.m.?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing of the past. Gone.
Gone. Poof.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
It is.
This seemingly like small change could have like a ripple effect on everything from your Disney hotel strategy to like how much you end up spending on your vacation.
Yeah.
We've got this insightful article from The Motley Fool.
Okay.
And we're going to break it all down for you today.
I am all ears.
Right.
The article mentions something about Disney hotels getting even more magical.
Yeah.
What's the scoop there?
Right. So remember how Disney hotel guests already got early access to some rides?
Uh-huh.
Well, now it's for all rides.
Whoa.
Imagine walking onto Cosmic Rewind before the park even opens to the public.
Okay. Yeah, that does sound pretty amazing.
Right.
But I have a feeling there's a but coming.
Of course, Disney knows the value of this perk.
Right.
And they're likely to adjust their pricing accordingly.
Okay.
Historically, we've seen Disney implement like incremental price increases for their hotels.
Yeah.
Usually around 2 to 3% annually.
Okay.
But with this new perk, the increase could be more significant.
Okay.
Perhaps even closer to 5 to 7%.
So those extra magical mornings might come with a not-so-magical price tag?
Yeah.
What does the article say about the potential impact on pricing?
Well, it points out some interesting timing with this announcement.
Okay.
Disney made the change right after a big marathon weekend.
Okay.
And the end of the Festival of the Arts at Epcot.
Right.
A time when crowds are generally lighter.
Yeah.
This suggests they might be testing the waters before peak season hits.
Smart move.
Yeah.
They can gauge demand and tweak things before the parks are packed.
Did the article mention any specific numbers on how much these hotel rates might increase?
Not exact figures.
Okay.
But they did analyze historical trends and compared Disney's pricing to competitor hotels in the Orlando area.
Oh, okay.
It seems Disney consistently prices itself at a premium.
Right.
And this new perk will likely widen that gap.
So if you're not prepared to shell out the big bucks for a Disney hotel, what are your options for avoiding those potentially long standby lines?
That brings us to Lightning Lane.
Okay.
Disney's paid system for skipping the lines.
Okay.
It's essentially replaced the old Fast Pass system.
Right.
Which, as you might remember, was free.
Yeah, those were the good old days.
I know.
How does Lightning Lane work exactly?
Well, there are two main options.
Okay.
The standard Lightning Lane allows you to select a specific return time for a ride.
Okay.
Similar to the old Fast Pass system.
Okay.
Then there's Lightning Lane Premier Access.
Oh.
Which is like a VIP pass. You pay a flat fee for the entire day and can ride any of the Lightning Lane attractions.
Oh, wow.
At your chosen park at any time.
Okay, that sounds convenient, but probably pricey.
Yeah.
Did the article mention how much Lightning Lane costs?
The cost varies, depending on the ride and the time of year.
Right.
For popular rides like Rise of the Resistance or Slinky Dog Dash, it can be anywhere from like $15 to $25 per person per ride.
Wow, okay.
The Premier Access option for Epcot, for example, was $189 per person.
Oh.
On top of your park admission.
$189.
Yeah.
That's a serious investment in line skipping.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're on a tight schedule or traveling with impatient kids, you got to do what you got to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The article points out that Universal Orlando has a similar system called Express Pass, and their prices are slightly lower.
Okay.
But it covers both of their theme parks. So Disney is definitely pushing the boundaries on how much guests are willing to pay for convenience.
So with virtual queues gone and Lightning Lane becoming even more essential, it seems like longer lines and potentially higher Lightning Lane prices are inevitable.
Yeah.
Did the article offer any strategies for navigating this new landscape?
The article emphasized the importance of planning and being strategic.
Okay.
Now that you don't have to worry about virtual queue drop times, you have more flexibility. You could, for instance, rope drop less popular rides first thing in the morning, or take advantage of the typically shorter lines during parades and fireworks shows.
Okay, so planning and flexibility are key.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling, even with the best laid plans, those standby lines are going to be brutal.
Oh, yeah.
especially for the most sought-after rides.
Definitely. You're not wrong. The article even highlighted wait times for Cosmic Rewind, reaching over 2 hours.
Oh, my God.
On a day that was supposed to be relatively quiet.
Yikes. So if you're not staying at a Disney hotel,
right,
or willing to splurge on Lightning Lane,
yeah,
you're basically committing to a lot of quality time.
Pretty much.
With those standby lines.
Yeah, it seems that way, yes.
Oh, that's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
But maybe there's a silver lining here.
Okay.
Maybe this will encourage people to explore some of the lesser-known attractions. Or take advantage of the shows and entertainment Disney offers.
I like how you're thinking it could lead to people rediscovering the hidden gems of the parks.
Right.
Those attractions that often get overlooked because everyone is focused on the big-ticket rides.
Right. Maybe this whole thing will force people to slow down a bit.
Yeah.
And appreciate the smaller details that make Disney World so special.
Exactly. It's all about shifting your perspective.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best experiences happen when you step off the beaten path.
I love that. So we talked about hotels, Lightning Lane, and the potential impact on wait times.
Right.
But what does this all mean for Disney's overall strategy?
Oh.
Is this just a giant money-making scheme?
Well, it's certainly a savvy business move by making their hotels more attractive and increasing the value proposition of Lightning Lane.
Right.
Disney is poised to generate even more revenue.
But what about the guest experience? Is Disney sacrificing the magic for profit?
The article actually touched on this. They pointed out that Disney World and Disneyland have developed a bit of a reputation for being overly complicated and stressful to plan.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've heard horror stories about people spending hours trying to book dining reservations and fast passes.
Right. So by eliminating virtual queues,
yeah,
Disney is simplifying one aspect of the planning process.
Okay.
Guests can show up and decide what they want to do on the fly.
That's a good point. No more waking up at the crack of dawn.
Exactly.
Just to secure a spot in a virtual queue. But then you're faced with a choice of either enduring potentially long waits or shelling out extra cash for Lightning Lane. It's a trade-off, for sure.
No doubt about it, and it's interesting to see how other theme parks are handling this.
Yeah.
The article mentioned that Universal Orlando, with their Express Pass, was actually ahead of the curve in terms of charging for line-skipping privileges.
So Disney was actually playing catch-up with this move.
Exactly, and if this proves successful for them, we might see other parks follow suit.
Yeah.
It raises a lot of questions about the future of the theme park industry and how accessible it will be for the average family.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Will theme parks become a luxury experience that only the wealthy can truly enjoy?
It's a valid concern, but it's not just about money. It's also about the overall guest experience. Yeah. Will the parks become so crowded and line-focused that the magic gets lost?
That would be a shame. But maybe there's a way to strike a balance.
Yeah.
A way to offer both convenience and affordability while still preserving that sense of wonder and excitement.
I'm hopeful perhaps this shift will encourage Disney and other parks to get creative and find new ways to enhance the guest experience without relying solely on paid line-skipping systems.
I love that idea. What if they introduced more interactive experiences?
Yeah.
Immersive storytelling elements or unique entertainment offerings.
Right.
That would make the standby lines themselves more enjoyable.
Exactly. Turn the waiting time into part of the adventure.
Right.
There's so much potential there.
This whole situation is a real mixed bag.
Yeah.
On the one hand, you have the potential for increased costs and even longer lines. On the other hand, there's the possibility of rediscovering the charm of the classic attractions and experiencing the parks in a new way. It really makes you think, doesn't it?
It does.
What does the future hold for theme parks?
It's certainly an interesting time for the industry. This move by Disney could be a bellwether for other parks, looking to enhance their revenue streams while also streamlining operations.
I wonder if this will lead to some unexpected benefits.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll force Disney to be more innovative in terms of ride design and guest experiences.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Perhaps they'll focus on creating attractions that are so captivating and engaging that people won't even mind waiting in line.
Right. Imagine if the queue itself was part of the experience.
Yeah.
Like an interactive pre-show that sets the stage for the ride.
I love that idea.
Yep.
It could completely change the way we think about waiting in line.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
We've talked about the end of virtual queues. the rise of Lightning Lane,
right,
the potential impact on hotel places,
yeah,
and the broader implications for the theme park industry.
We've explored how this change might impact your wallet, your vacation strategy,
right,
and even the way you experience the parks.
But ultimately, the big question is this a good thing or a bad thing for the average Disney goer?
It's a mixed bag for sure.
Yeah.
There are potential downsides, like increased costs and longer lines. But there are also potential upsides.
Okay.
Like simpler planning, more flexibility, and the opportunity to rediscover the hidden gems of the parks.
So what does this all mean for you, our listeners?
It means being informed and planning accordingly.
Okay.
If you're considering a Disney trip, factor in the potential cost of Lightning Lane.
Right.
And be strategic about your itinerary.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to explore beyond the most popular rides and embrace the unexpected.
And remember, a Disney vacation is an investment.
Yeah.
It's about creating memories that will last a lifetime.
Absolutely.
So do your research, set a budget, and most importantly, have fun.
Absolutely. The magic of Disney is still there.
Yeah.
It's just evolving.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on this big change at Disney World. Is it a good move, or are they sacrificing the magic for profit?
Right.
Head over to our social media channels and let us know.
We're always eager to hear your perspectives and get your take on these deep dives.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive into the world of Disney.
Yeah.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep the magic alive.